What is going on, guys? Z Video here, and today I'm going to bring you guys my Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag review on the PlayStation 4. Now, the first thing I want to talk about this game has to be the graphics of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, while Assassin's Creed Black Flag may not be as pretty as Need for Speed Rivals or Killzone Shadowfall on the PlayStation 4, for an open world title, this game does not fail to impress, and with the recent patch that came out about 2 days ago, updating the graphics up to 1080p from 900p, and also added more anti-aliasing into the game is obviously a very pretty game to look at, just not the prettiest, but for an open world title, the graphics are definitely a very nice surprise on the PlayStation 4. Now, I do want to quickly point out that on the Xbox One, this game should be running pre-patch on the PS4, which means at 900p, upscales to 1080p, along with not as much anti-aliasing. But now on to the gameplay and story of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, by far the most important parts of this game. So in this game, there are 3 different ways you can play the game, which I think makes it a lot of fun. The first one is playing super stealthy and trying to avoid as many engagements as possible. Option 2 is going guns and swords a-blazing and killing everyone in sight. And then option C is a mixture of the two, where you play stealthy but you also try and kill a lot of people. Personally, that is the way that I play this game. I like to play stealthy at times, but I also like to go super crazy, I'm gonna kill everyone mode, and it is a lot of fun in this game. And in my personal opinion, having 3 different ways to complete an objective is a lot of fun in this game, and adds a lot of variety, and I honestly think it's gonna make this game not get boring fast, because if you can only do one thing one way and the game was pretty much dictating you how to do it, the game would get boring relatively fast. However, if you have like 2 or 3 options on how you're supposed to do an objective, it really makes it a lot of fun and adds a lot of diversity into the gameplay, which in my opinion prolongs the enjoyment that I'm going to have with this game on the PlayStation 4. Now, I mentioned that there are 3 ways to play the soldier in this game. However, the naval combat is a whole nother beast in this game, which in my opinion takes the game to the next level. I know that there's been naval combat in Assassin's Creed 3, but this is my first real Assassin's Creed game, so I'm going to give you guys my perspective on the naval combat. It is a lot of fun, and the first time I played it, I was taken away by the graphics, but also by the gameplay. It was just so much fun to get into an epic naval battle. I could not have enough of it, and I kind of went on a little rampage by killing all these smaller ships, and I personally had a lot of fun with it. So the naval combat in this game just takes this game to the next level, as a whole new way to play the game, a whole new gameplay aspect, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. It makes this game just that much better. Now, onto the story in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, I'm going to start off with all the good things before I go to the bad things, because there are a couple of bad things about the story in my opinion. The first one has to be the setting. Being a pirate is the most badass thing possible, and the general overall storyline is not that bad. I do find myself intrigued with it at times. However, I do find it a little bit lackluster and some occasions. However, here's my main gripe about the story. The story can be hard for someone new to the game to really grasp, and what I mean by this is when you go in and out of the Animus, it's like, what is just going on? I swear I picked up a game where I'm a badass pirate who's killing a lot of bad people and doing all these missions, and then all of a sudden I'm in an office building. It really was confusing, and I really wished there was some sort of prologue in front of the game, like there was in Killzone Shadowfall, explaining the main storyline and plot. So like, if you're new to the game, you would understand what's going on, but there wasn't that, or at least I didn't see that, which in my opinion was a letdown. Another slight problem I have with the game has to just be the overarching story. It is really a cool story, but at times I find myself getting very bored with it, and I'm just like, let's get onto the missions. I'm skipping cinematics and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying that the story in general is boring, just at times it has some very boring parts of it, and I kind of find it not to be a lot of fun at times. I mean, the whole storytelling part, the gameplay I'm always having fun with. Another problem I have with the game is the free running part. I mean, at times you can use free running to jump on from one thing to another, but at times the free run button won't work, so you have to use the jump button. It gets confusing, and I really wished it was more streamlined, like either, okay, to jump I have to use the jump button, or to jump it's always going to be with the free running button. Just a quick problem I had with the gameplay. But all that aside, Assassin's Creed Black Flag definitely is a very nice looking open world game on the PlayStation 4. The gameplay has me very intrigued, and so does the story, at least most of the time. So if I had to rate this game out of 10, it's going to have to be about an 8.7 or an 8.6 out of 10. And mind you, when I rate a game out of 10, I mean 10 is perfect, 9 is amazing, 8 is great, and 7 is good / average. I'm not using the IGN scale. If I was, you would add about 0.5 or 0.7 to every single score that I give, because IGN kind of overinflates some scores and then like deflates other scores. But guys, that's my time here. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys are brand new to my channel. I will talk to you guys later in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about Assassin's Creed Black Flag? Let me know. Follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm Z Vidiates and I'm out. Peace.